We're live. Removing negative closed accounts, removing all negative, nasty, erroneous accounts from your credit reports, violations you need to know, trade lines. We're getting into it right now, okay? Also, I'm putting my email address in here as well. Sometimes I get to going and get to talking. I have email support for everyone here. So you can email me. You need to. Blackbeard Dave. Hey, it says, hey, tribe. Hey. Trying the other mic. Not sure if it's picking up, but as you can see, got that mic. Okay. Can you hear me on this mic? Is it this mic? Is this it? Can you hear it here? You hear it here? I just want to make sure it's not all right. Cornita's on the live as well. Cornita Pinchonet, my partner in Awesome Life Group LLC. Yes, sir. Okay, cool. So it's good. Now, does it sound any different here? Different here? Okay. So let's get into it. Enough playing around. Thank you for giving me some time here to let people come in. But if you're watching the replay, let me get right into it now, because you're like, this is not live for me. I'm watching the replay. What are you playing around? Yeah, we're letting a few people get in here, but I'll get into it right now. Okay, so I got a nice write-in testimonial. Oh, let's see. Dale, yes. Here's my email. All right. There you go. All right. Leave the mic alone. Leave it alone, Ricky Reed says. Okay. I'll leave it alone. Okay. So I got a nice write-in testimony here. What up, peoples? Says, I'm going to talk in this email like it's just you and me, if you don't mind. Okay. When I started my credit, it was trash. When I started my credit repair, it was trash. I said, when I got to the 700 club, I would feel like I really accomplished something. And well, I'll be. This person got into the 700 club. This individual says, I wrote a review and I may write another update review. Your team in your course is all you say it is. Real. Okay. It's real. Shout out to you and Jerome. Hey, Jerome. All right. Pipe down, Jerome. Okay. Yes. Shout out to Brandon and Jerome. And this individual had some great results, got into the 700 club. I'm sure that you've been here before, right? You've been here before. If you haven't, maybe this is your first video and you watched other videos, you'll see other people have gotten some great results. You could be next. You probably have gotten some great results. We're here for you. You've got email support. You get the letters, the package, the videos, everything you need, 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you at the awesomelifegroup.com. We're in there right now, okay? Me and Cornita are standing by, okay? That's right. On a weekend. No days off. No days off. 370 days a year. 28 hours a day, okay? So let's get into some of your questions. And I've also got some, well, here's the thing. This is what I want to talk about, because occasionally I get a write-in and people get confused. They say, hey, I got some closed accounts. Okay, now are those closed accounts negative? Negative closed accounts. Yes, you could remove negative closed accounts. And oftentimes they have another classification, another delineation, another way of referring to them, another name, right? A charge-off oftentimes can be a closed negative account. A collection oftentimes can be a closed negative account. Now, sometimes they'll say open, right? And so people might get confused and they might say, hey, wait a minute, it's closed. Can I still dispute it? Can I still get this removed? Yes, you can dispute these negative, nasty, erroneous, unverified collections, charge-offs, whether they're closed or open, whether they're closed, whether they try and play games as well. The bureaus oftentimes will try and close things. The collectors will try and close things, and they'll try and say, oh, it's closed now, right? Oh, we changed your status. Don't you feel better, right? Paid as agreed, paid on time, paid in full, settled for less, closed, right? Don't you feel better? No. None of these games, none of this playing around, okay? You send your disputes, you can get these negative, nasty, erroneous items off of there. All right. Now, you can put your questions here as well. I want to get to as many questions as I can. Sometimes what happens, I'll answer some questions, answering questions, and I go back. I might miss a question or two. So please email me. Please email me. All right? I'm putting my email addresses in here. Also, here, jump on the subscribe tribe. I say I came on a little bit later because Jerome had me working over here on some stuff that he was supposed to be working on. But anyway, I had to come on a little bit later. So I will oftentimes send an email notification prior to me coming on. And there you go. Okay. Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. And I'm going to look back, see if you have a question. Let's see. Did it give me a question? No, but thank you very much for the super chat, B. I appreciate it. All right. Let's see. So if I change, this person, Indo, said, if you have changed your name and address, can you remove charge-off accounts? Okay, so that could help you disassociate from old negative charge-offs accounts, right? It could help you disassociate from those accounts, right? It could be helpful. It could be helpful, right? So if you, let's say, what happens sometimes is individuals might have different variations of their name on there, right? They might have a junior or senior, it's incorrect or not correct. They might have middle names, middle initials. Hey, I've seen my reports. I was like, hey, what is going on here? Different addresses. This is why you want to clean up the personal profile information. This is one of the first things that we do at the Awesome Life Group, along with some of the select freezes, some of the updates to your personal profile information. This is what happens to help get you on the right track, and you look a lot more stable, okay? What is the best way to remove late payments? Okay, so we can dispute these late payments with the bureaus. Yes, now you're saying, hey, wait a minute, wait. This individual hadn't said, is this a good standing account or not a good standing account, right? What is it? Is it going to be a good standing account or non-good standing account? What I mean is, have you been, had some good positive on-time payment history, had a couple late payments, right? A good little section there, and then good on-time payment histories again. Or is it all late, right? So much late stuff that you don't have any way of maintaining it, right? So if you've got late payments, boom, little section there. You can dispute with the bureaus. You can send goodwill letters as well, okay? And you can send your late payment dispute letters and your 609 dispute letters that say unverified late payments. Both. There's two specific things. Now, let me tell you my story of how this happened, okay? This was some late payments that I had, and I was dealing with a decent amount of on-time payment history. Okay. So I'm like, okay, cool. I want to do the goodwill route. All right. So I sent some goodwill letters and sent a couple rounds, and I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like they're taking this seriously. So I also disputed with the bureaus at the same time, sent goodwill letters and disputed with the bureaus at the same time, and got those negative late payments updated to positive. Okay. That helped me a lot in my credit repair journey. Because when I got all those charge-offs off and collections and all these negative items and hard inquiries, I had some hard inquiries removed, all this stuff, right? Having that good on-time payment history still there allowed me to have a credit score up in the 800s. Now, of course, I put it to work a little bit, okay? And got my travel cards. And so it came down a little bit, right? But I got my travel cards, was able to utilize that to travel for free and see the world, and that kind of stuff really helped. And then was able to use business credit with my name and start that way prior to us getting a business going. Once your business is going, and then you can use the store cards and the business trade lines, the net 30s, the net 45s, the net 15s, whatever it is. So you can utilize that. It might come down a little bit, and then over time it came back up into the 800s, right? So this is available to you, 609creditrepair.com, or we can do the work for you at the Awesome Life Group, okay? I don't want a goodwill letter because I want the account closed, K-Max says. So in your situation, you want to dispute the entire negative account, right? That's what you're saying. You have a negative account that you want to dispute. And right, it just depends on what your situation is, right? Sometimes it's too far gone. It's a charge-off. It's a collection. It's a negative closed account. It's a negative account that there's no reason to salvage this unverified, inaccurate, obsolete, outdated information. There's no reason, but sometimes there is, right? And here's the other thing, just in case individuals might be coming in new, and an account doesn't have to be closed for you to dispute it, right? It could be an open charge-off, open collection, open, any of that negative item can be removed. It just has to be disputed via mail, right? We don't want to dispute online. A lot of people on their apps, you know, nowadays, and they're looking at, you know, the bureau's apps or the Credit Karmas and stuff out there, and you're like, oh, it's maybe I'll just dispute online, and maybe I'll just dispute real quick. No, you don't want to do that. And oftentimes what they're doing now in these apps is they're putting classifications of disputes. They don't show you the codes, right? The classification codes, but they'll write something in there like, do you want to dispute because the account is closed, right? Something like that. And they're like, oh, well, sorry, you can't dispute for that reason. Or I want to dispute because this was dismissed, the dismissed bankruptcy. Oh, sorry, you can't dispute for that reason. But you can. You can. They don't want you to know that you can dispute. We have very specific dismissed bankruptcy letters. They don't tell you that you can dispute on verified accounts demanding verification. And that's what you can do with the 609 dispute letters. You can demand verification, right? So they don't let you do that type of stuff. They try to dissuade you from even disputing. They try to put you online and dissuade you from even disputing, okay? Felix Hernandez, hey, I want you to work on my credit. Yes, absolutely. We're standing by now. TheAwesomeLifeGroup.com. Excellent. All right. Now, something you may want to be aware of. This has happened, okay? When you're disputing with the collectors, sometimes they might fail to put your accounts into dispute. Occasionally this happens, right? If they fail to report a disputed debt to the credit bureaus, all right, you have protection afforded to you under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, $1,000 per violation. Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, Section 8078. And oftentimes in this scenario, okay, in these scenarios, when they're violating your rights, you can utilize that and leverage that to potentially get the removals that way, right? So you can add that. Hey, you know what? I noticed you didn't add this to the report as in dispute, as a violation of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. You know, I don't want to have to be litigious, right? But Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, Section 807 says X, Y, and Z, failed to report, so forth and so on. You can add that and you can get these negative, nasty, erroneous items off your credit reports. Oftentimes, there are errors and violations there that go overlooked because you may not know. And we have a list of that stuff in the Beyond Committed package at 609creditrepair.com for you. That's right. All right, Naomi Slots, thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. And Naomi's slot channel has been very helpful here. Brandon, just wanted to say, I've been watching your channel and your support since you were under 50K subscribers. You have helped me in so many. Thank you for the information and videos. Hashtag loyal supporter. Always happy Saturday and hi, Jerome. All right. Excellent. Thank you very much, Naomi's slot channel. Yes, absolutely. I remember you and her, you know, her being here for quite a while, much like the Blackbeard Daves and the other supporters who have been here a long time. I appreciate you coming on the channel and letting people know that you've gotten help and that you've seen other people get help, and that you, if you're watching right now, you can get help. And please subscribe. Please subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and the bell for notifications helps. You know, when I go live, you can get on the live and ask your questions and get my email and get the help that you need. And we're here for you, okay? We're here for you. It's very touching that people come back and to be of service and to know that we're doing something positive in the community, in the world, in the US, helping people get to the other side, especially during such unprecedented times, these, you know, very difficult, challenging times for people. But it's going to get better. We're going to get to the other side. We overcome everything, right? We overcome everything. All right. Jerry Westbrooks, good afternoon. How do you update name, address, work information, etc.? Okay, so we have specific letters for that, and they are in our packages. We do it at the Awesome Life Group. But what I can do is I can read this to you, let you know right now what it looks like and what it sounds like, so you know, right? Just for the VIPs, the insiders like yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up so you know what it sounds like and you get an idea. And it's very simple, okay? It basically lists the old, obsolete, outdated, unverified information, right? All these old addresses and names and all this stuff, employers, whatever it is. And you say, this stuff is not mine, boom, 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 boom. And with all the ID theft that's going on and all the things and all the, let's bring that up. Potential amount of, ID theft that's going on and misinformation. I'm very fearful that someone could mistakenly identify me for somebody else with incorrect information on these credit reports. They have other incorrect information and inaccurate, unverified information on my credit reports. And it goes on to quote, the Fair Credit Reporting Act and how they have to delete and remove this unverified information. Okay. Darius Jennings says, asking if you send your letters to the original creditor or to the bureaus. I think that's it. Late payments. You broke up all your questions. Yes. What's interesting is we can send it to both, right? Which is great. That's what's great about having the goodwill letters, having the dispute letters to go to the bureaus. It can be both, right? It just depends on your scenario. Hi, Brandon. I have a 761 experience score. Equifax is 543, TransUnion 589. I have a few late pays and medical collections that I'm trying to take off, but I wanted to keep building my credit while fighting. Okay, fantastic. So let's talk about trade lines, okay? Trade lines. Let's talk about why one credit score is greater than the other two, okay? So it would appear as if the experience score is at 761, it has more positive history, much less negative history, yes? So you've got medical collections. You want to dispute these medical collections with the Bureau's unverified account, no contract. Same thing with the collectors. You can send collection validation letters to the medical, no contract. And if they send back any medical information, right, some medical records to try to verify your information, to try to quote unquote say that it is who you are and all this stuff, and they don't have a signed HIPAA release showing you that they can see your medical information, that this third party has access to that, you can send your HIPAA violation letters and you can complain to the CFPB. Now, people have in the past, from time to time, have gotten a collector who have tried to send them a HIPAA release after the fact. So they will get in the mail some type of form that will say, oh, well, if you just sign this, then we'll be able to help you and with this dispute, and then we can look into this, and it's a sign to sign over HIPAA rights. You don't have to sign anything. They need to be able to do their work without you giving them help with what they're supposed to have. They're supposed to have the contracts and the HIPAA and all this stuff, okay? So don't believe it. So now you get these medical collections out of that. That's going to be big. If you have a few late pays, late payment disputes like we talked about, the goodwill letters like we talked about, and still building at the same time, trade lines. So primary trade lines versus authorized user trade lines. Another name for that would be primary credit cards in your name, primary loans in your name. Primary means your name. Loans in your name, credit in your name, lines of credit, lines of trade in your name. Authorized user name, lines of credit that are, you're not the primary, you're somebody's authorized user, someone on their credit card or loan or something like that, right? So that's trade line is the shorthand, the maybe cooler way of saying it, but it's a line of credit. And so these lines of credit, these trade lines on your credit report can be helpful to boost your score. Typically the primary lines of credit are a little bit stronger, especially long term. And so something, if you're dealing with a 543 credit score, 589 credit score, if you're in the 500s right now, right? Hey, we've all started there. No big deal, right? Nothing to be embarrassed about. That's where I started too, in the 500s. But now up in the 800s, and this gentleman actually has one that's a 761. So if you're looking here, you're like, hey, I'm trying to get this 589 to a 700. These primary lines of credit long-term are going to be stronger. But if you're starting in the 500s, the My Jewelers Club card, the New Coast Direct, the Hutton Chases, the Ox Publishing. And you know what I'll do? I'll put all of them here again, because a lot of times we talk about the My Jewelers Club card, but and the New Coast Direct. And these, both of them are 5K in primary trade lines in your name, $5,000. Now these are store cards. They come with some membership fee, and you might have to order something and whatnot. So it may or may not be right for you in your budget. Okay. But if it is and it works out for you, then okay, that's an option. Okay. And there's another thing. Okay. Ox Publishing. It's a smaller trade line. It's not as big, but you can take a look at it and see what if it works for you. Okay. And there's another one, Hutton Chase. Now, New Coast Direct and My Jewelers Club card are the big ones. Okay. And, you know, you might want to take a look at the website here, Hutton Chase, and see if it works for you, okay? But primary trade lines can help you. Self, we talked about self.inc oftentimes, okay? This is a little bit more of a secure loan. Credit unions can also do secure loans for you. Oftentimes, if you've got like a Navy Federal or a Penn Fed or something like this, you can take a look and they'll do secure loans as well, which can help, builds credit. Now let's talk about authorized user trade lines, right? So authorized user trade lines are a little bit different. If you have friends and family, those can be really good long-term as well. If they're willing to put you on their credit, and I've gotten questions, people get worried. They're saying, hey, you know, but I got a 589 credit score. I got a 500 credit score. If I get put on as an authorized user onto my family members or friends' good credit card, is that going to mess with their good credit? No, that's not going to affect them. It doesn't work with your bad credit going over there. What happens is this authorized user credit card, this authorized user line of credit, this trade line, let's say if they've got a B of A card, right? And it's, you know, got 15,000 available on it, and they're not using really any of it, and they add you to it. Now this good credit history and this line of credit is now on your credit card. It'll say authorized user, you have a line of credit, this new trade line, and it could potentially boost your score depending on how it gets added to the algorithm on your credit scores on FICO, right? So it doesn't go the other way, right? It doesn't go the other way. Now, if this B of A card, they start charging it up. If this individual starts racking up and starts using it and is not paying it off on time and the utilization goes up and maybe late payments, that will be all transferred over to you as well. So be cautious about that, right? Now, you don't have to get a credit card. You don't need to have the authorized user credit card, right? So you can say, hey, look, I don't need the credit card. I just want the gift of good credit. But if they gave you a credit card and you start using it and it's not getting paid off, then that could bring your score down, and that could bring theirs down as well. So that's the only way that could happen, is if they gave you a credit card for that specific line of credit, that specific trade line, and you used it and it wasn't getting paid off and it was getting late payments, that could bring them down as well, okay? But oftentimes it doesn't go the other way, right? Okay. Again, hit that subscribe button, that bell for notifications, all right? I really appreciate it. Please, thumbs up really helps me keep doing what I'm doing, right? Really helpful, so thank you so much, all right? I have an 821 credit score. How do I keep it? That's very good, okay? So doing what you're doing now, using your lines of credit, at least 3 of your revolving credit cards and paying them off on time like you are, making sure to keep your credit utilization down is under 7% is very important. And, you know, paying on time all the time, or, you know, keep boom, 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 keep moving forward. And oftentimes in those simulators of the FICO simulator, I don't know if you have my FICO or if people have my FICO, if you look at it, it'll tell you, say, hey, if you pay on time all the time for the next 12 or 24 months or whatever it may be, you'll have a 830 or an 825 or an 8, you know, so they'll let you know a little bit as well as that. That's why the My FICO app can be very helpful if it works for you and your budget and all that good stuff. It can be a good investment for you. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Davey, late, but I'm here. Excellent. Good to see you. All right. Oh, no, I think we got that. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, sometimes I go through and then I forget where we are on the questions. What are the options to remove a foreclosure? This is great. Okay. You want to pull your LexisNexis, your CoreLogic, and your SageStream reports right away. And you want to see if the foreclosure is on there. Okay. If it is, you want to dispute that foreclosure, with the 609 credit repair letters as well. Okay. You can pull the 3 credit reports. Yep. Take a look. You can dispute the foreclosure right there. What you want to do here is update your personal profile information as well with the 3 bureaus. Okay. So when you're disputing LexisNexis, SageStream, CoreLogic, the foreclosures there, you're updating your personal profile information with the bureaus. You get that all cleaned up. One good address, one good name. Disassociate yourself from that old address, right? And then you can dispute this foreclosure, this negative unverified foreclosure as well. Once it's out of the small bureaus too, it makes it very difficult for the big 3. They're looking for Sage, they're looking for CoreLogic, they're looking for LexisNexis. They don't see anything, nothing's going on here. They don't have an address associated with that. How can they prove that, we're really struggling, right? They already are not going to the original furnisher of this information, but you know that, they know that, and hey, that's part of what we do and understand that and have to trap them up with their own game, right? That's why oftentimes when we send the letters and they're using this eOscar system or the code, they're putting in the code, or they're using this, quick turnaround time, just pencil whipping, oh yeah, we verified electronically on this. People want to, try it. And we do a few things, stapling it. You can use highlighters. You can print slanted. You can do legal paper. You can do all sorts of things to try and trick the scanner, but to get a manual review. But ultimately, it's the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the law, and of course, I can't give any legal advice, but the laws, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, facts, all this stuff. So when they scan it, we trap them up using their own thing. Oh, well, you use an eOscar. You're not supposed to be using eOscar. That's not enough for an independent investigation. I went to the collectors themselves. How could you do an independent investigation when the collectors didn't have anything? So really trapping them up using their own game. This is how it's designed. This is how the letters are designed. This is how we have the violations in there for you as well that you can utilize at 609creditrepair.com. So a lot of times people might get worried. They're like, oh, well, they're doing this. They're doing good. It's good they're doing it because we know how to get them in their own game. See if they violate. Oftentimes they can violate, right? Your rights. So, and we're seeing people getting negative items off. People getting these 700 credit scores, it's fantastic. It changes your life. It really does. It's really been a life changer in my life. I'm glad that I can be of service here. And a lot of things that I do and have learned from kind of taking this negative and turning it into a positive could happen for you as well. You get your good credit squared away. You start your business. Many, many great things that happen, okay? So stay here. Hit the subscribe, try button, that bell for notifications. I appreciate you, okay? Let's see. So a couple of questions here, right? Hey, Brandon, my wife has a 711 score with only a secured Capital One card. She applied for the unsecured card, but she got denied. Any suggestions, right? So, Francisco, I think you're dealing with a one secured card here. You may want to get another unsecured card, okay, that is perhaps, I'm not sure what Capital One card you decided to get. I don't know if it was a Platinum, which is kind of their starter card, or you try to get a Venture card or something, a Quicksilver or something like that. Right now, they're probably thinking, it's just one secured card. We're not really sure because that card is secured. If she were to pay it, then they have the money there, right? An unsecured card, we want to see somebody else take that risk with an unsecured card, right? So in that scenario, it might be another type of Chase. Oftentimes have some good cards. Maybe even having store cards, right? Like we've talked about, you may not have to go with one that has a fee and all that since she already has a 711 credit score, but something that might be helpful. Let's see, so I'm saying Chase, like a Chase Freedom card might be good. An Amex Green card might be good. You could try, you really want to find the entry level cards for her. Now, it may not make a huge effect on the credit score right away, right? So you might come down a couple points, go up a little bit, right? Because it may not be a big old line of credit. They might give her $500, $1,000, $300, $500. You know, you never know, right? But you get that one rolling. Now you got one, then you can come around, maybe get that Capital One Platinum. Maybe you can get the B of A. B of A can be a bit more lenient. So you may want to start with some entry-level cards as well, okay? Now, something that I was looking at, a question about, okay. Chase Sapphire, all right, Chase Sapphire could be challenging. Yes, Chase Sapphire, you have to be up in the 760s, I want to say, for that card. But you can get there. You can. Some people here up in the 800s. You can get up in the 760s. It is possible, okay? Okay, so I had a question. Someone was saying, hey, account was deleted, collection account, deleted. This is great. Can they reappear? No, typically not. They have to be able to provide you the information 5 business days, okay, from it reappearing on your credit reports. Something has to get mailed to you from the bureaus that says why they reinserted this, okay? Not allowed to do that. We have a special reinsertion letter. It's very rare, but you could utilize that, okay, if necessary, okay? I have 2 negative collection companies, and they're just being stubborn, trying to evade the process, okay? Evade the process. So you've done your letters. You've sent your collector fails to validate letter as well to the bureaus. You can do that, and you can file your complaints with the CFPB, okay? They are very powerful. People have gotten repossessions off collections. We've seen letters of people saying, okay, we're not going to, from the complaints, okay, we're not going to report this anymore. We're going to remove it. It may take the bureau some time to update, but we're done. We're going to remove this, okay? Dave E says, I have in last October, got the Chase Sapphire, got the Chase Sapphire, and this person, Dave E says, I was 697 FICO. Got to 760. Okay. Dave E saying I haven't. The Chase Sapphire got a 760 by March 2019. I was at a 697, moved up by listening to Brandon. So excellent. So it is possible. So so Dave E, so he's saying got a Chase Sapphire card as well. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to try Capital One. And banks. Should I get the finger hug to Capital One? My score is 503. Yeah, people are saying absolutely that Capital One secured can be very helpful. Okay, so we've talked about some trade lines that are unsecured, some trade lines that are secured that might help. We've seen Capital One be very helpful. The self-dotting be very helpful. Those are things that can help build credit so you can get to, get into some of these unsecured trade lines. Now, disputing is very important as well, but oftentimes people want to build at the same time. You wanted that 2-pronged approach, that 3-pronged approach, right? That 4-pronged approach, right? Disputing with the bureaus, disputing with the collectors, getting the good positive history with maybe a self or a secured card, a secured loan, and getting the authorized user unsecured stuff, getting the primary unsecured stuff with my Jewelers Club card, New Coast Direct. I mean, right there, we've got so many options to rebuild credit that you don't have to be stuck with bad credit at all. If you're dealing with something right now, today, you can build your credit today. You can send letters to the credit bureaus. You could send letters to the collectors. You could get secured self Inc. or secured Capital One. You can get unsecured My Jewelers Club card and New Coast Direct, $5K each. Depending on if all this stuff is right for your budget and you and your situation, you could get authorized user trade lines. I mean, right there, boom, 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 boom. 4 or 5 different approaches to rebuild your credit now, okay? 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. Please give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate it. It helps me keep doing what I'm doing, okay? Let's see. I went from a 600 to an 825 listening to you, Brandon. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Damn. Christopher Dillard. Hey, B, how you been, bro? Doing good, Mr. Dillard, doing good. Very good. Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Let's see. Christopher Dillard, you made my life tremendously better. Thanks to the Awesome Life Group. Thank you. Christopher Dillard, thank you for coming back on here. I appreciate it. Veteran. He was able to get to the other side, got his VA loan, got a home for him and his family. It's fantastic. It's been amazing to work with so many people, but I'm glad that Christopher Dillard as well has come back. People coming back saying they're doing well. You could be next, okay? I appreciate it. Appreciate it. $50 points here, 40 points there, 60 points there, and your score will come up along the way so you can get better credit, and that better credit will help you boost your score. It's a nice cyclical process, a nice moving up there, okay? Let's see here. The 3 bureaus have different data, right? The 3 bureaus have different data. Do I send a letter to all 3 indicating they contradict each other? All right, please delete. Okay, so factual stuff here of showing like, hey, this reporting, it needs to be consistent. You need to be on the same page. You can dispute unverified negative items. The unverified disputes can be done with this as well. You can show them, report, hey, this account is, off of this, it's been deleted here, it's not here, it's not there. How are you maintaining that? So that is an option for you to send this stuff as well. I got paid off loans, car notes, furniture loans. They're paid off. They include some missed payments. Okay, I need to get those missed payments, those late payments off. Okay, so maybe you're dealing with something like that too right now, right? You pay this stuff. It's all good. You were paying on time. Maybe you missed a couple things that were paying on time. Some people have make mistakes. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, well, all of a sudden we're just not gonna pay or something. Something happened. Maybe you thought auto pay was on or something. Whatever, right? Life comes up and you're like, oh, let me get back to paying this. I'm not trying to, get a repossession or something like that. I missed a payment or two, or something. It was late a day or two. Sometimes stuff happens. So I need to get that stuff off. You can dispute directly with the bureau's unverified late payments. You can send your special late payment dispute letter. You can send your goodwill letters. You can do all that. You got those pronged approaches, these multiple step approach, these multiple attacks at the same time, right? It's cool to do. It takes that extra step, right? The VIPs are here, right? That extra step that allows you to get potentially better results quicker, faster, harder, stronger, that kind of stuff, right? 609creditrepair.com. We can do this for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. Okay. And put my email address in here again. Sometimes I get to talking, I get to going. I might miss a question or two. So I want to make sure you all have my email address. Okay. And you can email me. Please email me. I enjoy doing these emails. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Let's see. I got a lot of access. Oh, okay, great. So you sent a letter. And they came back. They said, "Hey, we put the promotional suspension on your file, but you haven't gotten the full response yet." That's part of the process. It keeps them from selling your information to third parties. That's that kind of stuff, information. Your information being out there, and it helps with the whole process, and can be very helpful during this the credit repair. Okay, but that's typically not their full response. You want to wait the full 30 days. They have 30 calendar days from when they get the letters to postmark you a response. Okay, so you will get that. I've gone through this process enough to know that you typically will get something. And if you don't get something, right, you can send your non-response letters. You can file complaints with the CFPB. Send your non-response letters for round 2. You can dispute with the collectors as well. So there's plenty of opportunity for you as well. Okay, excellent. All right. Man, thank you. Thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate everybody who's giving this a thumbs up, hitting the subscribe, try button, and the bell for notifications. I really appreciate it. Stall tactics. Okay. This is great. So I'm glad this came up. This individual just said, hey, they sent some results back. So they said, oh, well, it's not specific. Not specific. Oh, well, we can't find it. Or it's an illegible stuff. We can't, not specific. We don't know. They do stuff like this, these stall tactics, okay? We have a stall tactic letter for you. And oftentimes the bureaus are trying to play games if they're not able to 100% verify, right? So they'll do all sorts of things. This happens from time to time, okay? People are getting negative, nasty, erroneous items off of there, and then they'll try and stall. They'll be like, oh, well, we don't know, and we don't. So I have to bring the stall tactic letter up. Okay. Okay. So I'm upset your credit reporting agency would try such a blatant stall tactic. Okay. I'm demanding your reinvestigate my credit file under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, section 611-15 USC 1681. Okay. Enclosed is a copy of the original letter that you sent to credit reports, credit report with the highlighted disputes. Okay. And hey, look, if you don't do this, I'm going to complain to the CFPB, the FTC, BBB, all this stuff. Okay. You can do this. You can do this. Do you recommend just got a bunch of emojis. Okay, sorry. See this. So this one, I'm going to put my email address in here again because sometimes things pop up. I was about to read one question and something popped up. So let me put my email addresses in here again. We're coming up towards the end of our wonderful live stream together on Saturday, having a good time. All right. All right. Do you recommend opting out of data furnishers before you dispute? Michael asks. Okay, so you can freeze opt out of. So one of the things that would do opt out, promotional special, opt out of third parties getting the bureau selling your information to third parties, which could help, right? Freezing smaller bureaus, Lexis, Nexus, ARS, SageStream, MIB, if you have some medical stuff, looking at NCTUE, if you have some utility collections, that kind of stuff. So it can be helpful to freeze this type of information. So yes, that is something that we do at the Awesome Life Group right away. Freeze things, update personal profile information. All right. Appreciate it. Okay. All right. Walter Carter Jr. Okay. So here we go. We'll do this one, and then I'll probably have to get back to the emails and the clients and all that good stuff. But here we go. Walter Carter Jr. says, thanks for all the free education you give on a consistent basis. Do you recommend disputing with the bureaus and the collectors simultaneously, or should we try one first and then the other? Okay. Oftentimes, I think that is a solid two-pronged approach to send your 609 dispute letters in and your collection validation letters in at the same time. And why? Is because when you dispute with the collectors, okay, they really have to stop all collection activity, which means communicating with the bureaus for a period of time. So they've got to do their own investigation, then they have to send results, then they have to get to the credit bureaus. And it can make it very challenging for them to respond correctly in the 30-day period, in that 30-day window. So maybe even harder for them to verify this unverified information that doesn't have anything substantiating with your information on it. So yes, that's what I do recommend. That you can get all these course, the ebooks, the videos, the course, the video course to walk you through the process, the email support here, all the videos, everything. 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. Please give the video a thumbs up. If you're watching now, please give the video a thumbs up. If you're watching and you watch the whole replay, I really appreciate it. Thumbs up, and hit the subscribe, try button, the bell for notifications. It's been a pleasure to be of service here, to be able to do this on a weekend with everybody. It's phenomenal. It's fantastic. And I appreciate you all so very much. I love you all so very much. And until I see you in person, I will see you on the other side. Take care.